Hey, Hunter. What time are you going to be home? Did you get asked to work overtime or something? I thought you were going to be home by 6:30 tonight.
Oh, sorry, Shannon. I completely forgot to message you. I was eating dinner with Harriet, my childhood friend.
Oh, you're with Harriet. Is she back in town visiting her parents? You never mentioned anything.
Well, she's not visiting. It's more like she's gonna be back in town permanently.
Huh? You're not being very clear.
She's gonna be living here from now on. She's got an apartment further out.
So you mean that she's moved here with her husband?
No, she got a divorce.
Oh, really? That's surprising. I still remember the post she uploaded on Christmas Day with the picture of her and her husband. You know, the one you showed me. They looked so happy together, so I never imagined that they would get divorced this suddenly. You said that Harriet and her husband were spending Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at a luxury hotel, and showed me. How much did you say it was for one night there? Like $2,000 or something? And now they're divorced?
Yeah, well, they must have their reasons. In the beginning, Harriet was always telling me how he was super rich and a really sweet guy, but apparently he began showing his true colors a few months into their marriage, and he would be really harsh on her when no one was around. Her Instagram was just a facade.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I guess there are a lot of things you don't know about a person until you get married. People don't show their unflattering side until they're living together, and there's no way of hiding it from their loved ones.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. There are plenty of people out there who act like really good people when they're with friends, but are a menace when they're at home. I've met Harriet's ex-husband before, but he really did seem like a gentleman. He was calm, collected, and always really polite. But when I spoke to Harriet, she would tell me the complete opposite. Apparently, he would shout at her for the smallest mistakes, and he would even get violent if she didn't do as she was told.
What? So he was abusing her? I can't believe it. I'm not surprised she would want to divorce him and come back to live in the same town as her parents. It's a good thing she got away from him. Is she doing okay? She's not seriously hurt, is she?
She told me that there were a few times when she had to go to the hospital. But she's fine now. She's just glad to be away from him. But all of those complicated circumstances led to the divorce being dragged out, so it seems she's pretty tired. She told me that she didn't really want to go to that hotel for Christmas, but that he pretty much threatened her to go with him. She had been sharing the perfect side of her married life on social media, so when they started having problems, she really agonized over whether she should continue posting stuff. She wanted to tell everyone the truth about what her ex-husband was really like, but I guess it was hard for her since everyone assumed that she was so happy and in love like you did. That, plus her ex, put a lot of pressure on her to keep updating her social media so that he wouldn't look bad. Can you believe the guy?
Yeah, that must have been hard for her. A lot of people on social media end up getting biased and start to think that everything they see on social media is everything in real life too. Especially since Harriet has so many followers. She must have felt that they wouldn't believe her because of all her previous posts.
Yeah, even I assumed that she was happy too, but I was completely wrong. I couldn't help but feel stupid for believing everything on her account. I was shocked when she told me the truth about her marriage and the way it fell apart. Anyway, that's why I'm gonna be late tonight. It sounds like she's got a lot of pent-up frustration, and I've got to help her let it all loose.
All right, give her my best. But next time, please make sure you message me before you go out so I don't have to make your dinner.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. You had a health checkup today, right? Was the baby okay? Is there anything we should be worried about?
No, there was nothing wrong. It looks like everything's going pretty smoothly this time. I'm more worried about Nora because she seems to be regressing lately. It's probably because my stomach's gotten a lot bigger, and I can't run around with her as much as before. But whenever she comes home from kindergarten, she's stuck to me like glue and wants me to stay focused on her. Today when we were having dinner, she asked me to feed her and wanted to be carried to the couch to watch TV.
She must have missed being with you when you were sick in bed a couple weeks ago. I told her that Mommy needed rest whenever she tried to get into our bedroom, so that might be a factor too.
Yeah, we've got to make sure to give her enough attention, even after the baby's born. I don't want her feeling like she's not loved anymore because her new brother or sister is here. Do you think you could spend more time with her on your days off? I think Nora would really like to spend some time with you too.
Yeah, sure, I will. You can go ahead and sleep. Don't wait up for me. I think I'll be pretty late.
Okay, just be careful you don't drink too much, okay? Hunter, I thought that you said you were going to be home for lunch. Where are you? It's already 2 o'clock. Hurry up and come back home.
Oh, sorry. I was helping Harriet make the TV stand and some other furniture for her new apartment. I didn't realize that it was already past noon.
You were at Harriet's place? Again? I thought she was done moving in. It's already been a month, hasn't it?
Yeah, she's got everything moved in, but there's still a lot to do. She hasn't had the time to put together any of her furniture, so I've been helping her whenever I have some time.
But you went to help her on your day off last week as well. Did you really have to go and help her today? I feel like she's relying on you too much.
What, am I just supposed to ignore her when she needs my help? She doesn't have any other guy friends, she's only got me to rely on. She's always been really cute, so she gets a lot of attention from weirdos and creeps, you know? They don't really want to be friends with her, they just want to take advantage of her. I'm the only guy around that she can trust and ask to help with things like this. I can't just turn her down, we've known each other since elementary school.
Why can't she just ask her parents for help?
Shannon, she just got divorced. They're not really happy with her for screwing up what they thought was a perfect marriage and didn't expect her to come back to town like this. Of course, she doesn't want to ask them for help. That's why she avoided moving back in with her parents and is living in an apartment on her own. She's pretty lonely right now. I'm just being supportive.
Even so, she's got to manage if she decided to live on her own. We need you at home too, you know. A lot more than Harriet needs you. You do realize that I'm due to give birth in the next few weeks or so, don't you? I'd be really grateful if you could help out with the housework at home, especially since I can't move around so much. And most importantly, you promised Nora that you'd take her out to play at the park, remember? She's really upset that you're not here yet.
But I think that we'll need about an hour more to finish things off.
Hunter, I think you're getting your priorities in the wrong order.
What? I'm always putting my family first, but right now, Harriet needs me too. It's just a one-off. I'll help at home when I'm done with helping Harriet. She doesn't have anyone to lean on right now, so she's got it pretty tough. I've got to help her.
Are you trying to say that I don't have it tough?
Yeah, but you've got me. Harriet really doesn't have anyone else to turn to. I'm the only one that can help her with all this DIY stuff.
No, I don't have you. You're never here. I understand being busy with work, but you're not here on your days off either. The moment Harriet summons you, you're gone, and I'm left picking up the pieces at home. That's why I'm saying that you're getting your priorities in the wrong order. I understand that Harriet's a childhood friend, and that she's really important to you. I don't want to say that you shouldn't be there for her at all. That's why I've never complained up until now. But these past few weeks have been really difficult for me and Nora because you're not here. I think that this has gone too far, Hunter.
It won't be like this forever, Shannon. Can't you just be a little patient? You should understand that people want a little support when they're suffering mentally.
But is it your job to support every aspect of Harriet's life and throw your obligations at home out of the window? And if you're going to say that, then I don't deserve some support. Then I can't move around because my stomach's so big. I can't do anything on my own. And yet you're going to choose helping Harriet over me? Harriet may be having a hard time, but don't you think that you should be prioritizing us over her?
Shannon, you're pretty cold, aren't you?
What?
I think it's pretty normal to want to help a friend when they're in need or if they feel depressed about some things that have happened in their life.
Yeah, of course. Why are you talking like I'm incapable of sympathizing with people who are going through some ups and downs in their lives? What I'm saying right now is that even though your childhood friend is having trouble in her private life, you have a responsibility towards your family, me, your wife, and towards your children. If I were in your shoes, I would do what I can to help my friend, but I wouldn't sacrifice being with my family to support them. And I think that my friend would and should understand that, since I'm married and have 2 children.
Ouch, I'm lucky I'm not your childhood friend.
My childhood friends don't rely on other people for every obstacle that stands in their way. They do everything they can and then ask for help.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to say that Harriet can't do anything on her own? Why do you have to be so harsh on her?
Why are you getting upset?
Whatever, I'm coming home now. Are you happy?
Yeah, thank you. Nora's been waiting for you since lunchtime. Can you do something to make it up to her? Like take her to eat some ice cream or something? She's really upset.
For crying out loud, why do I have to be told what to do and what not to do? It's my day off, isn't it? Can't you give me a break?
We started this family together. I thought that we got married with the understanding that there would be some sacrifices. We have children, so maybe it's not always easy to get what you want, Hunter. Nora's still a child. She has her own wants and needs, and we have a duty to fulfill those. I can't move around so much because, if you didn't notice, I'm pregnant. It would help me out a lot if you could play with her so that she doesn't feel forgotten. And I want you to stop going to Harriet's place from next week.
What? Why not?
It's almost my due date.
You're due to give birth the week after next, not next week.
That doesn't mean that there isn't a possibility that I could give birth next week, or even this week. A due date is just a prediction. I've been getting a lot of cramps recently, so it's possible that the baby could come a little sooner than the due date too. It would help if you were here more often because we don't know when we might have to go up to the hospital.
Yeah, all right. If you want me to be at home, then I'll be there. Happy?
Yeah, please. I'll get Nora ready to go out. You'll be on your way, won't you?
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back in half an hour or so. Just wait a little longer. Shannon, I'm sorry. I'm on my way home now. You won't believe how much of a mess Harriet's house was in. It was dripping wet. It was just like I predicted. She had a leak in her apartment because her laundry machine was clogged. I cleaned it up and got it working again.
Oh, really? Good for her.
Oh, come on, don't get pissed off. What was I supposed to do? It was an emergency. Her apartment was literally flooding with water. It took us ages to get everything cleaned up and dry the floor. I didn't think it would take so long, but I couldn't just make her wipe it up all by herself.
Well, I had a hard time too, while you were gone. After you left, I checked Nora's temperature, and she had a high fever, just like I told you. I was already having a hard time standing because of my cramps, and yet you left me to deal with Nora on my own. You went and saved the day at Harriet's, but you were no help here. You said that you'd be right back, but I waited hours and hours, and you're still not home. You left the house before 6, and now you're finally messaging me to let me know you'll be coming home? You're kidding, right?
I told you it took us a long time to clean all the water up. I'm sorry I left you and Nora on your own, but I'm coming back now. Everything's fine.
You're not really sorry. If you felt bad about leaving us, you wouldn't have left the house in the first place.
Of course I feel bad. Don't say that. I just couldn't ignore Harriet because she's a childhood friend. She asked me for help, so how could I tell her that she'd have to find someone else to help her? My body just moved before I could even think about it. I guess it's become a habit for me to jump to her help whenever she sends an SOS. If anything, I'm like a hero, don't you think? It's not that often that she asks for my help, so don't get so mad about it. It's not good for the baby if you get that stressed out. Relax, Shannon, relax.
Not that often. You really think so? How many times has she called you out of the house for something trivial this past month? I asked you a week ago to stop visiting Harriet because I wanted you to be at home as much as possible until my due date, and yet you've been going to her place almost every single day. Is she really that incapable of doing anything on her own? She's the same age as us, isn't she? Can't she figure things out on her own?
Come on, why do you have to be so mean to her? She doesn't have anyone else to turn to. Anyway, how's Nora doing? Does she feel better than she did before I left? You said that she had a fever after I left, but it's probably gone down by now, right?
She's not here anymore.
What? What do you mean? Then where is she?
She had a really high fever, so I called her an ambulance. She's at the hospital.
What?
I finally figured out that you don't care about your feverish daughter as much as you care about your childhood friend, so I didn't bother to let you know. I'm not going to expect anything from you anymore. I finally understand that it's just a waste of time telling you why I'm so frustrated with you. I'm tired of dealing with you, so goodbye, Hunter.
Shannon, wait, what are you talking about? What happened to Nora? I really am sorry. I'll come back home right now.
No, it's too late. You're not the father Nora needs you to be. From now on, you can do whatever you like with your time. So why don't you start living with your precious childhood friend? You don't have to come home. You're not welcome here anymore.
Shannon, I'm really sorry. My parents were both really pissed off with me for not being there for you and Nora. I got shouted at for hours and hours. I've realized how much of an idiot I was being. So please, can I meet the baby? I want to apologize to you for everything I've done up until now.
I'm not changing my mind, Hunter. I already told you it's too late. That also includes apologies.
Come on, give me another chance. It's not too late for me to change, is it? You've already given birth, right? I heard from my parents. Can't I go and meet them? I haven't even heard if it's a boy or girl. Are you really going to raise them all on your own without letting me meet them?
That day I told you that I thought I was getting contractions. I told you, didn't I? Nora had a fever and she wasn't feeling well. I was so worried about her and about the baby. And yet you still made the decision to ignore Nora and went over to Harriet's place instead to help her work out what was wrong with her laundry machine. Do you really think that I can forgive you that easily?
I'm sorry. I just got really worried about Harriet because she was panicking about the leak and about the laundry machine not working. I was planning on coming straight home. I swear I didn't realize I was taking so long.
You really thought that it wouldn't take that long? You said yourself that it takes a 30-minute drive to get there. It would have taken you a full hour just to go there and back. You're not a neighbor, so why did you have to go and help her? She could have just called for a plumber. Why did she have to call for you?
Yeah, I know. She just always comes to me when she needs help with something. She's always been sheltered by her parents, so she can't get things done without asking someone for help.
But that's not a good enough reason for you to prioritize your childhood friend over your own family, is it? No matter how you look at it, Nora was in a more dangerous situation than Harriet. What an idiot. I'm starting to feel stupid from having to explain the reasoning to you. Anyway, we have no need of a husband or a father that's going to abandon us for a childhood friend when we really need him. You're not welcome in my house, and I'm not going to let you meet the baby either. After you left that night, the real contractions started coming, and thankfully, I could bear it with a little better because it was my second birth, but Nora's temperature just went up, and she started being sick. If your mom wasn't available to pick up the phone and hear my SOS signal while you were off at Harriet's, we don't know what might have happened. Something could have happened to Nora, and I might have been late getting to the hospital. There could have been complications with the delivery. Do you even understand that?
I'm really sorry. I do understand. I really do. My mom hit me for not being there, and you really scared me when you said that Nora wasn't here anymore. I realized just how stupid I was being. I panicked because I thought you meant that Nora was gone, as in died. I'm glad that you really meant that she wasn't at home and that she was at the hospital, but I don't ever want to experience anything like that ever again. I don't think I could handle that. I can't lose you guys.
But it was a possibility. The moment you walked out that door and left me to deal with Nora on my own, you made that possibility much bigger. You should consider that we were pretty lucky this time. Children are a lot more fragile than you think. I told you that if you had the time to go to Harriet's house, you should take Nora to the hospital, remember? I told you that I could call an ambulance for myself, but that someone needed to go with Nora to the hospital. But you just brushed me off and said that she'd be fine. You made an ignorant decision and left her behind to go to your friend's house. It was your fault.
I know. I did something terrible to Nora, and I feel just as terrible about it.
No, you don't. I'm telling you all of this because I know that you don't understand how serious this all is. Do you want to know why? I know because I checked Harriet's Instagram and saw that you had been enjoying hot pot on the night that she called you over to help her with her laundry machine. You were off having fun while your daughter was suffering from a fever and while I was bearing with my contractions. And you even went out to have dinner with her the next night, after I'd finally given birth to our baby, after hours of labor. It didn't even seem to bother you that you couldn't get in touch with me. Seriously, the nerve you had to go out like that when Nora and I were in the hospital.
It's not what you think. Harriet invited me out for dinner to cheer me up because you told me not to come home. I was really depressed and I just didn't know what to do. Harriet felt really bad too. She said that she shouldn't have relied on me as much as she did.
Oh, is that so? Do you really believe that? She looks like she's having a lot of fun, regardless of what happened to our family.
Hey, you're the one that said that we shouldn't believe everything we see on people's social media. I don't think it's smart to assume something like that from her posts.
She's got a lot of followers, doesn't she? She was posting a lot of photos bragging about having a super rich husband and leading the glamorous celebrity life. She had a lot of haters because of how much she was boasting about her life, and I actually found something interesting on a thread set up by some of those haters.
Yeah, she mentioned something like that. She was really frustrated about it, but she wouldn't tell me what it was about.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems that Harriet was having an affair. And that's the reason why her husband demanded a divorce. You told me that she was the one that filed for a divorce because of his abuse. But I wonder which is actually true.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, she was cheating on him with several men at the same time. I read that from a post on her ex-husband's Instagram. I guess he must have wanted to post his side of the story after she made all those claims about him being abusive, domineering, and violent.
You're kidding. There's no way Harriet would lie to me. She would never.
Then feel free to continue believing her. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if she really was sleeping with all those men. I mean, she had the nerve to call you over to her house so many times. You may be her childhood friend, but you're also married and a dad. If she has no problem with seducing you, then I doubt she would feel guilty about sleeping with multiple men at the same time. If anything, judging by the post she uploaded of you having dinner together when we were in the middle of arguing about you visiting her so much, she's probably enjoying stirring other people's relationships up. She's got a questionable personality to upload something like that. It was like she was showing off that she had got you on her side.
Harriet didn't mean anything by that post. You're reading into it too much, I think. She's just too naive.
Naive? She's in her 30s, just like we are. She married a rich husband, and behind the scenes of her lavish lifestyle, she was sleeping with several other men. And you think that she was naive? From where I'm standing, you're a lot more naive than she was. Let me give you a heads up. Your childhood friend isn't capable of doing all those DIY things by herself. She didn't want to do it by herself because she was lazy, so she was batting her eyelids and getting other people to do it for her. Do you understand? She was taking advantage of you.
Whatever, let's forget about Harriet for now. Right now I want to talk about our future. That's more important than talking about me and Harriet.
I told you, I want a divorce. I've made my mind up.
Yeah, but I don't want to get divorced. You, Nora, and the baby are all really important to me. I can't lose any of you. Are you really going to deny me the chance to meet our new baby?
And I can't trust you anymore, no matter what you say. I can't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. Do you know how many times I felt betrayed by you over the past year?
I'm really sorry, but I don't want to get divorced. From now on, I'll work hard to take care of you all. I promise. I won't ever make you feel that way ever again.
Can I really rely on you when it's already become a reflex for you to go and help Harriet when she calls for you? You said it yourself, that your body moves before you even think about it. I asked you. I begged you to stay at home for the 2 weeks until my due date. And you broke that promise within a matter of hours.
I know. I'm sorry. I understand how hard that must have been for you. But I won't do it again. I won't go to Harriet's even if she calls me. I won't go anywhere else.
I really wish you would have said that sooner. And you don't understand the half of it. You have no idea how frustrated, how pathetic, and how furious I felt when my contractions started and you were already on your way to Harriet's. I never thought that I would have such a difficult time giving birth to our second child. It must have been so hard for Nora, too. If I wasn't in so much pain myself, I probably could have taken her to the hospital much sooner, but I couldn't even move. She must have been so scared because I couldn't even stand up and because you weren't even around to help us. I don't ever want to experience anything like that ever again. That's why I'm going to divorce you. I'm not wasting my time or my feelings on a man like you.
I'm sorry, Shannon. I'm really sorry. It was completely my fault. I shouldn't have been so irresponsible. I won't ever let you down, ever again. From now on, I'll focus just on our family, and I'll do what has to be done for us.
I'm not going to forgive you. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget what you did, and I think I'll despise you for the rest of my life. I can't live with you anymore. Even if you have learned from your mistakes, I can't trust you. So you can go ahead and do whatever you want from now on. I hope you live happily ever after with your childhood friend. After that, my husband kept on messaging me to tell me that he didn't want to get divorced, but for a while I just ignored him and went about my own life. My mother-in-law, who had been taking care of Nora while I was giving birth, came to check up on me and the baby whenever she could. She assured me that I had done the right thing by divorcing him when I could because, as she put it, you're never going to be able to forget what he did and didn't do in the days before and after you give birth. She even made sure that I wouldn't be bothered by Hunter until I was discharged from the hospital. After I had recovered from the birth, my parents, my in-laws, and Hunter and I all gathered to talk about our divorce and our children's future. In the end, we finalized the divorce a few days ago. Of course, I thought about the possibility of starting over with him because I had just given birth to our second child, but I couldn't bring myself to forgive him. It seems that the divorce had been a real shock for him because he stopped meeting with Harriet after that. And once he realized that Hunter wasn't as easy to use as he was before, Harriet began calling her other friends and had them do the cleaning and the repairs for her. But it seems that her new slave was a married man too, because it looks like she was at the center of another couple's clash. Not only that, a lot of rumors and revelations came to light, and she also ended up in the middle of a media firestorm. As a result, all of her accounts disappeared, and I didn't hear about her ever again. When he found out the truth about Harriet, my husband became a hater himself and is constantly criticizing her and complaining about how he was a victim whenever it's time for him to visit the kids. To be honest, I just think that it's disgusting that he thinks that he can complain about what she did to him. It seems that Hunter is still hoping that we can get back together someday, but I have no intention of letting him try. As far as I'm concerned, he only exists to pay me child support. He's been doing a lot for the children ever since we separated, so I can't force them to be on my side, but I can't wait until they're both adults and I can finally cut him out of my life. I don't regret divorcing him at all, so I'm just focusing on living for my children and making sure that they're happy and safe. Because of my decision to divorce Hunter, my children have to spend most of their time away from their dad, so I've been working together with my parents and my in-laws to make sure that they don't feel lonely. I want to do whatever I can to raise them to be good, considerate adults and create a home that's filled with love, not with resentment and distrust.
Hi, darling. I just went and met Julianne and her fiancé. I'm on my way home now.
Well, that was pretty quick. You're already on your way back?
Yeah, we had a chat and we finished our lunch, so I'm going home now. I'm not good with small talk myself anyway. Julianne and her fiancé had somewhere to go afterwards, too.
So how was Chris, her fiancé? What was he like? Did he seem like a nice guy?
Yeah, he was a nice young guy, but I don't know, but I have a feeling that Julianne wears the pants in their relationship.
Well, I suppose that means they're going to be a good match.
Oh, and Betty dear, I'm sorry I had to go and visit them myself. I'm sorry you couldn't come with me this time.
It's okay, I knew it'd be like this.
I wonder sometimes if I just brought Julianne up the wrong way. I thought that she'd accept you once she became an adult, that she'd understand how much you've helped her. Julianne has always been quite headstrong, you know?
Don't say that, it's okay. I know you did everything that you could. It's my own fault that she doesn't accept me. I should have tried harder.
No, you did just fine, honey. You suddenly became her mom when she was an angsty teenager. Back then, Julianne was in a bad place. She said some terrible things to you. But you always tried your best to care for her and to become her family.
I think it must have been tough for her to have to come to terms with having a new mother. It was always just you and her, but all of a sudden, I came into the family. I knew it'd be difficult for her.
I do think we tried to take things step by step.
She's more of a daddy's girl than you think she is, Paul. It's because her own mother abandoned her and disappeared all of a sudden. She has trust issues towards other women.
But we've been family for over 10 years now. I wish she'd finally accept you as her own mother. You're my partner, and I always felt like you're too good for a guy like me, Betty.
It's enough for me to hear you think of me that way, honey. For Julianne, she considers her biological mother to be her real mother. It's understandable. I understand if she never comes to accept me as her mother. Although I do wish she'd think of me as a family or relative of hers that she can trust.
You say so, but you were so moved, and you even teared up when you heard about Julianne's engagement.
Oh, shush. I see her as my own daughter. After all, I did raise her ever since we got together.
Julianne. I wish she'd be able to think things through and reconsider how she sees you.
Things are never as simple as that. Human emotions are complex and messy. But I do wish we could become closer sometime in my life. Before I die, that is.
Oh, Betty, you're willing to wait that long for Julianne to come along? Once Julianne has kids of her own, she'll understand the love and care you gave her all these years.
Not everybody has kids after marriage these days, Paul.
Well, I would love to have grandkids.
Wait, you didn't tell Julianne and Chris that, did you?
Why? Was it wrong to tell them so?
Even a small comment like that can lead to a lot of pressure. You should be careful from now on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But I guess if Julianne didn't invite me for lunch today, I'm not invited to her wedding either.
That's where I'll put my foot down. She can't keep you from going to the wedding. That's taking it too far.
Well, it is Julianne and Chris's wedding. If Julianne doesn't want me to go, it's fine. I won't.
But...
It's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay. If you say so, I won't say anything to them. Could I just bring it up a bit, slip it in the conversation? Like, why don't we ask Betty to come too? That sort of thing.
I don't think you should do that, Paul. Julianne's not going to like it. All I want is for her to have the wedding she wants. It doesn't matter whether I'm involved or not. Hey, don't you have plans to come over to ours anytime soon? Huh? Julianne? By ours, do you mean your neighborhood? That's right. You have plenty of time on your hands, don't you? I can show you around the area if you come. What happened? The other day you wouldn't even introduce me to your fiancé. It's up to me if I change how I feel. I've been thinking about stuff. Did your dad say something to you? No, not really. Really? Well, thank you for inviting me, Julianne. This makes me so happy. I'll have to talk to your dad about when we can visit. We'll have to book a plane and hotel and everything. You don't need to do that. I don't need Dad to come this time. Why not? I just saw him last month. I want to talk to you this time. Ever since I left the house after graduating high school, we haven't talked properly. That's because you wouldn't reply to my text messages. Look, I'm sorry. What the? I'm sorry for acting so immature around you. I always thought you were after Dad's money, but I was wrong. I know I was wrong now. I see. Okay then, perhaps I'll arrange to go to your area at the beginning of next month. That's when I finish a big work project, and then I'll get some time off. A big project? You always seem to have so much time on your hands, I barely remember you ever working. Did you start a part-time job? It may have seemed like that to you, but I've always been working, Julianne. Huh. As long as you come over. Hey, are you going to introduce me to Chris, your fiancé? Sure, I guess. Thank you, Julianne. I'll take some gifts for the both of you. Is there anything Chris doesn't like to eat? Does he have any food allergies? Nah, he eats everything. Okay then, I'll text you once again once I've arranged the tickets. Okay. I know you must be busy arranging the wedding. I hope everything goes well. I look forward to seeing you next month. Hey, Julianne, what have you done? You know exactly what happened. I'm asking you because I don't understand. Why did you just leave me at the airport after you came all the way by car to pick me up? Please come back. I'm not letting you in my car. You're no family to me. It's your fault for believing that I'd ever want to spend time with you. You're so stupid it makes me laugh. You wanted to act like you're my mom, so you came all the way here by plane. I'm not trying to act like anything. You just want to pretend to be my mom. Just hurry up and disappear from my life already. There's no transportation near the airport, by the way, so good luck walking home. You bitch. Scary. Did you just call me a bitch? It's the perfect name for you. You're an ungrateful bitch. I knew you hated me all along. I don't hate you, Julianne. I always treated you as if you were my real daughter. Although I only lived with you for 6 years, I've known you for over 10 years now. I was so happy to care for you and to watch you grow into a young lady. I know Dad may not have realized it, but I saw you for who you really are. I know who you are. You always wore designer clothing and had all those designer bags. It's obvious that you're using Dad's money for your things. Don't act like you're my mom when all you are is a slut married to Dad for his money. I didn't marry your dad for his money. You can make all the excuses you like. I'm going to be straightforward with you, Julianne. I'm not short on any money. Do you mean you have a sugar daddy or something? Someone else who sponsors your lifestyle? You really think that would be possible for me? You know what I look like. I'm in my 50s now. I'm old. I'm sure some people have a weird fetish for sluts like you. Since you're an adult now and you're all grown up now, I'm going to tell you the truth of what really happened. Your dad says I can tell you. What do you mean, what really happened? I own my own company, Julianne. You? A company owner? You were always at home when I lived with you. While you were still young, I tried my best so I could work from home. You were still in your adolescence and you were struggling, so I wanted to be there for you. You seem to think your father is rich, but he's employed by a normal company. He's a normal employee. What? Dad is the one who has his own company. Doesn't he own a small company or something? Well, he used to have his own company, but your mother stole money from the company. She even stole assets he owned. What the? So your dad had no choice but to close off the company. Apparently, the company was owned by both your mother and your father. I didn't know that. I know, he didn't tell you about this because he thought that you'd be worried. After the company went bankrupt, he started working day and night to earn enough money to be able to provide for you. You always had everything you need because of how hard your father worked. I was going to tell you all this after we dissolved the issues between us, but I'm sorry that I had to tell you this because of what happened the other day. Is this all true? If you can't believe me, just ask your dad to tell you. I've tried my best to help you and support you, Juliana. I know I may not have been perfect, but I always took care of you and looked after you because I love you. I didn't think you'd grow up to do something like this to me. I'm really disappointed with you. Dad, what is that woman doing right now?
You mean Betty? She's watching TV in our living room.
I want to apologize to her, but it seems like she's blocked me on her phone. I've called her so many times, but she's not answering.
I think you went a bit too far this time, Julianne.
This is all because you didn't tell me the truth sooner. I didn't know I was living off of her money all the while I lived with you two.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, Julianne. I promised Betty that I wouldn't tell you the truth until you had opened up to her more.
Why not?
What would you have done if you knew that Betty was paying for everything and your expenses? You wouldn't have been able to talk to her honestly. You wouldn't have been able to be yourself around her.
That's not true.
You know, I didn't even have enough money to pay for your college tuition, much less your living expenses when you started living by yourself. If you knew that Betty's money was involved, you would have felt hesitant to be honest with us. Betty was worried that you may not be able to tell us how you really feel.
But I mistook the situation because you didn't tell me anything.
I don't think mistook is the right word to use here, Julianne. I think you wanted to believe that Betty was a bad person. You just blamed Betty for everything. You thought she was the reason your mother left, didn't you?
That's That's not exactly true.
You were still young. It was understandable that you weren't able to accept Betty back then. But you're a fully grown adult now. You're about to get married. Don't you remember how Betty prepared breakfast and dinner every day? She did all the chores around the house. She even went to pick you up when you got in trouble with the police. Yet you tricked her into going all the way to visit you, and then you left her stranded alone at the airport.
I didn't really think she'd show up.
Yes, you did. Did Betty ever once break a promise she made to you? You did all this just to hurt her feelings, Julianne. I'm so disappointed with you.
Well, to be honest, my fiancé said that it was rude not to at least greet my stepmother, and it pissed me off that Chris said that.
That has nothing to do with Betty, does it? I've told you this before, but you've always taken your bad mood out on Betty. If it wasn't for Betty, you'd already be abandoned.
I'm sorry.
It's not me you have to apologize to.
I'll apologize to Betty, so please, let me talk to her just for a little bit.
Okay, but don't get your hopes up. Just know that Betty was really excited when you told her to go over to visit you. She was looking forward to that trip. You may not have noticed because she's usually not a very emotional person, but she was over the moon after you invited her to see you.
I'm sorry.
I'll hand my phone over to Betty, okay?
Okay. Your dad told me that you want to apologize to me? Betty? Wow, it's been a while since you've actually called me by my name. I suppose it is. I wanted to tell you that I'm really sorry for what I did to you at the airport. I never knew how you helped me and my dad. Well, that's okay, Juliana. I helped out because it was what I wanted to do. When I first met your dad, his life was a mess. Once I started helping out, your dad and I began to talk and we ended up getting married. I didn't want to concern you with the financial situation anyway. You were only a child. You had a difficult enough childhood already at that point. I knew that my dad needed somebody to support him, and I knew I wasn't the one that could support him, so I was fine with him getting remarried. It was just a bad time for me. I know, Juliana. I know how rebellious you were as a child. I'm sorry, Betty. You always looked after me, and yet I think I regret what I did. I even heard that you were thinking of paying for our wedding and giving us some money for our new house. I heard you talk to your dad about not having enough money for your wedding. Well, I have this specific venue that I'd like to have my wedding at, and it's a bit expensive. I'll pay for your wedding expenses, Juliana. You will? Oh, thank you, Betty. But you'll have to pay for the house by yourselves. Huh? Juliana, you purposefully did something to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to help you anymore after this. This is the last time I do anything for you. I'm cutting ties with you. I bet you're happy to finally be free of me. Wait, Betty, it was a misunderstanding. I didn't know the truth. I didn't know anything. This is to do with morals and respect. Even if you hate me, there was no need to do something so cruel to me. You decided to hurt me and damage our relationship, or what was left of it. So this is the end result of your actions. I said I'm sorry. Come to think of it, I think I've been spoiling you far too much. I thought I'd at least make sure to support you financially when you needed help. But you seem to think you can just take money from me and your father whenever you want. We hadn't decided yet whether to help you pay for your house. I'm sure he didn't tell you that he'd pay for it, did he? But you always help me when I need help. That's what you always do. Just think about how much money a house is going to cost. Please, Betty, we won't be able to pay for a new house with just our own savings. You don't need a brand new house straight after getting married. Chris seems like a nice man. You both need to work hard and save up. What I'm saying is that if you pay for the house, I'll finally accept you as my mom, as family. I can't believe you're saying this to me after what you did to me. You amaze me with how absurd you're being. I don't care if you don't accept me as your mother. See, you don't consider me to be your daughter or your family. You wouldn't be so mean to me if you really thought I was your daughter. Juliana, how self-absorbed and selfish do you have to be? I am scolding you because I think of you as my family. You're a grown adult now. You must know how hard it is to earn money. Money doesn't just grow from trees, you know. No way. I want my own house with my own garden. then you'll have to work and save up and build one yourself. Dad told me that you own a company. I know you have the money to pay for my house. I promise I'll call you Mom if you help me out. You don't need to do that. Why are you being like this? I apologized so many times. Why won't you forgive me? I don't need a daughter who takes pleasure in tricking people. If you really want to apologize, show me by your actions. Prove to me that you've really changed. This is going to be my last message to you as your mother. I thank you for letting me experience being a mother, even if it was being a stepmother. You were a pain in the ass, but it was a good experience, no doubt. For the next couple of days, Julianne kept texting me saying that she was sorry, but I didn't reply to her. I knew that we both needed time to think things through. After a while, I received an invitation to Juliana's wedding. With it, she sent me a letter. She had written how she wanted to change her ways and that she wanted me to see her growth as a person. I don't know how sincere her words are, but I was happy to hear what she said, so I have decided that I'll go to her wedding. From now on, I'm going to be honest to Juliana and tell her how I really feel. Somewhere deep inside, I'd been hesitating to be upfront with her because she was my stepchild. I had gone too far to abide by her wishes and give her everything that she ever asked me for. Now I know that being overly kind to her was a bad idea. Some people mature as they age and are able to see the bigger picture of things, but some people need real confrontation to notice their mistakes and errors. Since I only looked after Julianne from when she was a teenager, I have no right to teach anyone how to be a good parent. But the one thing that never changed is how important Juliana is to me. I still consider her my own daughter. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I will support my daughter who has finally decided to change her ways.
Hey, Sophie, you forgot to take your umbrella. Apparently it's gonna rain this afternoon.
Tough luck. I'll use one of the leftover umbrellas at my company instead. Though I don't really want to use one of those tacky, cheap umbrellas people tend to use.
You seem to leave in a rush. Are you okay? Be careful not to fall over.
I was late dropping Matthew off at the nursery, but I made it in time.
Good job.
I can't believe I slept overtime today. I'm sorry for leaving the house a mess, the dishes from breakfast and everything.
It's okay. I'll do the cleaning up today. I'm working from home today. I have time to do some extra chores.
It's honestly been really helpful that you've been working from home lately. Thanks so much for handling the chores. I just don't have enough time in the morning to do everything.
Working from home is also convenient for when Layla is sick and she can't go to nursery school. This way, there's no need for one of us to take a day off work to look after her. With that being said, it's still a bit tough working and taking care of Layla or Matthew at the same time.
I know. I'm really sorry about that. Thanks a lot for taking care of Matthew when he's unwell.
Well, it's doable. We'll make this work between the two of us as usual.
Recently, you've also been doing most of the cleaning and the laundry. My favorite thing to come home to lately is the hot bath you prepare for me. I would hate to have to clean the bath after I go back home.
You still take Matthew to school every day and do most of the cooking. I think we've split out our chores pretty evenly, so don't worry about it.
You're so kind. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much.
It's okay. Financially, you earn more than me anyway, so I feel like I should compensate by trying my best to handle more chores. Otherwise, you might just decide to dump me one day.
I would never. I'd never dump you, whatever happens.
You think so? I guess I'm safe then.
Oh no, I have to go on a business trip from tomorrow.
Huh? So suddenly?
My colleague, who is supposed to go, he's caught the flu, so I have to fill in his shoes.
Oh no, that's unlucky. How long do you have to go?
About a week.
That's pretty long.
I should decline, right? It's impossible for me to leave you alone with Matthew for a week, isn't it?
A whole week looking after Matthew alone, huh? It'll be challenging, but I'll try my best. You go on your business trip.
Are you sure? You're going to be stuck with a grumpy 2-year-old for a whole week.
He sure is a grumpy little fellow.
He's been particularly grumpy recently, too.
They want you to fill your colleagues' shoes, right? That means they're counting on you. You should go.
Yeah, but...
Also, if you do well on this trip and your boss sees how good you are, he may give you a pay raise. More money for you is more money for the family. You do your best to do a good job. I'll ask my boss if he'll let me work from home while you're on your trip.
would that be possible?
My boss is understanding of parents and having children, so I think he'll allow me to do it.
Wow, your boss is so generous. I think I'd like to thank him with a little gift when I return from my business trip.
Then why don't you buy him a souvenir? I'll take it to the office.
Okay then, I'll go on this trip. But if anything happens, please ask my parents for support. I'll let them know of the situation beforehand.
Okay, you just focus on your work and do a good job, Sophie. A sudden business trip must be even more tough than looking after Matthew on your own. When you come home tonight, you should prepare for your trip and then go straight to bed. I'll do all the chores today.
All of it?
Yes, everything. I've actually already made dinner. I made your favorite, pork chops.
What? You even made me dinner? You used to say you sucked at cooking and you didn't want to cook.
I decided it was time to learn and to get over my fear of cooking. It'd be helpful to you if I could cook, right?
Why are you so kind and perfect, Tom? I get worried sometimes you're too nice.
Huh? Why?
Do you have anything that stresses you out? I get worried that you may be feeling tired or stressed, but you're just not telling me.
Stressed? No, I'm not stressed. I'm happy to be able to do things for you and Matthew. It brings me joy to help you out.
Wow, Tom, I really have to admire your mindset. I always get stressed out so easily. Our family functions all because of you and your mindset.
You think so? I'm glad you think so.
I'm going to do my best on my business trip. When I get back, let's go out to a nice restaurant or something. Or we can take Matthew to my parents' place so we can go on a short vacation together over the weekend. How about Disney World? You like Disney, right? I'll pay for everything.
Really? That'd be awesome!
After a week alone with Matthew, you'll be exhausted. Let's go to Disney World so we can have some one-on-one time and some fun together.
Awesome! I'm really looking forward to that. I'm super motivated now. You do your best too, Sophie.
Hey Tom, how are you doing? I've texted you several times yesterday, but you haven't replied. What's going on?
I'm sorry. Matthew was sick and I was busy taking care of him. I totally forgot to reply.
Oh, really? That must have been tough.
It was real tough.
I wonder if he caught something from someone at the nursery school. How high is his fever?
He's still pretty hot. This afternoon he was particularly feverish.
Oh, that's worrying. He isn't showing any symptoms of a seizure, is he?
He seems to be all right at the moment.
Please take him to the hospital. I think the usual place should work best. My friend works there, so it's extra reliable, that place.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. That big hospital by the main road, right?
Yes, that's right. You know where we keep Matthew's patient registration card, right?
Yes, in the drawer of his bedroom, right?
Yes, please handle it for me. I'm so worried about him. It must be tough looking after him, even if you can work from home. Shall I come back home to help?
What about your work? It's nearly the end of your trip. You should see it through.
But you can't work when you have Matthew to look after. He's always so grumpy when he has a fever, too.
Don't worry about it. Your trip is almost over. I'll handle things until you get back. You can't just leave early from your trip, Sophie. If you do that, you'll never be trusted with an important project.
Well, I don't think that will happen.
It will! You took on this job, you should work on it until you complete the project. That's a golden rule.
Tom, you're acting very rigid and strict all of a sudden.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying what the right thing to do is. Anyway, there's no need for you to rush back early. I'll take Matthew to the hospital tomorrow.
Please, take him first thing in the morning. That hospital is super busy from noon. Please?
Sophie, please don't come back home yet.
Why not? My business trip was cut short because our client changed our plans. You saw what I messaged you earlier, right?
Yes, I did. Lucky you for finishing early, I guess.
Yeah, I was lucky.
The thing is, we aren't home. We're at the hospital, so please come straight here.
I know. You took Matthew to the hospital, right? But why do I need to go? I'm tired. Can't I rest at home?
Sophie, Matthew is in a serious condition. He was taken in an ambulance. It's serious, Sophie. Please hurry.
What do you mean?
This morning, Matthew was really limp and unresponsive to me calling him, so I called an ambulance. Our usual hospital came and took him in. He's receiving treatment right now. You've got to come. He's calling for you.
What the heck? Why would I go? No way.
Huh? What do you mean, no way? Don't you care about our son? You're his mother, Sophie.
You say he was taken in an ambulance. You're lying to me, aren't you?
I'm not lying. I'm serious. Why would I lie about something like this?
Yeah, right. Why would you have to lie about this, I wonder? I think you're lying to protect yourself.
Protect myself?
Why don't you want me to go back home?
What are you on about?
You were taken by surprise because I'm coming back home earlier than you expected. I'm actually already in front of our apartment.
What? Already?
I wonder what I'm gonna find. What did you want to hide from me by lying to me like this? I have an idea or two what this is about.
What are you saying? You're talking nonsense.
I know about all of your lies, Tom. You just came up with this idea to tell me Matthew has been hospitalized. Couldn't you come up with something at least more believable?
I'm not lying.
I was actually texting a friend of mine from our neighborhood earlier. She said she saw you and Matthew near our apartment this morning. I suppose this is when you were on your way to the hospital? She told me that Matthew said hello to her, all bright and cheerful. Quite different from what you told me just a moment ago.
Shit.
Unfortunately, it's true. I've also heard something else from this friend of mine. What do you think it is?
What is it?
I'll tell you the rest after I go in the house.
Wait! Don't go inside! I beg you!
I already opened the door. Drum roll, please.
What's happening? What's the situation? Come on, answer me!
It's all finished.
Finished? What is?
My marriage to you. I just entered our bedroom and a young lady is sleeping half naked in our bed. I woke her up and she confessed that she's been having an affair with you.
Shit! I texted her so many times that my wife would be coming back early. Why didn't she leave?
It doesn't seem like she ignored you on purpose. Seems like her phone ran out of battery.
Sophie, let's talk this through.
I've already talked to your lover. I'm done here. I've got most of the picture sussed out now.
Let me explain with my own words.
I don't think that's necessary. You let your lover inside the house. Our house. And you got her to help you with the chores and taking care of Matthew.
She only helped out a little bit.
You also slept with her. I got a lot of info out of her. I heard it's been over a year since you began seeing her. Every time you worked from home, you were spending time with her at the house.
Not every time.
I thought you'd done all the cleaning and laundry and everything, but no, you just got her to do everything. You fooled me there. I believed that you were such a good husband, and yet you were made up of lies.
You're exaggerating. I did some of the work too, but I'm sorry for lying to you. I apologize for that. I'm sorry.
It's also a lie that Matthew is hospitalized, isn't it?
Yeah. I just didn't want you to come back home. I didn't think you'd come back while I took Matthew to the hospital.
Yeah, well, I came back now deliberately. I wanted to come back while your lover was here alone. I knew you wouldn't take her to the hospital with you. I'd told you that my friend works there.
But how did you notice that I was having an affair? The neighbors told you, right?
First of all, you were acting really strange yesterday. You insisted on me not coming back.
Was I acting that weird?
You were always soft-spoken, so I found it out of character. You were shaky just from me mentioning the possibility of returning early. I thought it was weird, then my neighbor texted me. She asked me if I'd changed my hairstyle.
Hairstyle?
It seems like she spotted your lover entering the apartment with you. She thought it was me. That's when it all clicked, that you were cheating on me. I had our next-door neighbor look at our balcony. She noticed that there were women's underwear hung up, out to dry. That's when I knew for sure.
So that's how you knew. I guess you never know who's watching you. Shit, I screwed up big time.
You really are an asshole. I can't believe you cheated on me. That's disgusting.
I'm sorry, Sophie.
You shouldn't have forgotten how many friends I have around in the neighborhood. I know loads of people around our place. Lies always fall apart anyways.
I'm really sorry, Sophie. It was just a little mistake I made, cheating on you.
A little mistake? Ugh, kiss my ass. Don't you call it a little mistake. I'm filing for a divorce. And I'm going to file for you to pay me consolation money.
Please don't divorce me. I really am sorry. I swear.
And I'm going to take Matthew with me. I'm filing for consolation money from both you and compensation from that lover of yours. She's on her knees begging in front of me right now. You better know what's coming for you, Tom. I am never going to forgive you.
I'll do anything for your forgiveness. Don't dump me. I can't live without you and Matthew.
I said I'd never dump you, but I take back my own words. Goodbye, Tom. After Tom came back, he apologized to me repeatedly while he wept like a baby. I ignored his apology and his pleas and took Matthew with me to my parents' house. When my father heard what had happened, he flew into a rage. He helped me arrange a lawyer and I filed a divorce lawsuit. In the end, I was granted consolation fees from both Tom and his lover. I was also granted sole custody of Matthew. His lover is still in her early 20s. Since she claimed to have no money, I agreed to let her pay me by installments. Don't you think that's generous of me? His lover now pays me $1,500 a month. Apparently, she started working nighttime jobs to make ends meet, but that's none of my concern. Tom has also started a second job to pay for Matthew's child support. I heard that he began drinking heavily after not being able to accept being abandoned by his wife and child. Still, I feel no pity for Tom. I will look after Matthew on my own, as a single parent. I will never rely on a man for anything, ever again. Whatever happens, I will raise Matthew by myself.
Hey, Hillary. Are you there? I was just wondering if the funeral that you're at is finally over or not. And if so, then please tell your relatives to go home, or at least that they can't stay with us.
It is over, and everyone has gone home already, actually. But I want you to know that people noticed that you weren't there. I mean, couldn't you have just shown up for even just a moment? Would that have been so bad?
I told you that the funeral conflicted with my work schedule and just wasn't going to work out at all.
I don't know. I feel like your work would have given you the day off if you had asked them. Did you even try getting this day off at all? I mean, does anyone at your work even know this is happening?
Look, I just really didn't see all that much reason for me to even be at something like that in the first place, okay? And all your relatives are just so annoying to deal with anyways.
Well, I just think you should know that my aunt was pretty upset about the whole thing. She kept asking where you were and why you weren't showing up at all. I really didn't even have an excuse for her.
Well, just tell her that I was too busy to go and I didn't have time to stop by for even a second of that funeral. And anyways, all you really got from your mom was the house we're living in now, right? Here I thought we were in for a big inheritance, and in the end we actually only ended up with a couple of bucks. Sounds to me like things would have been better had she kicked the bucket earlier.
Seth, how could you say something so cruel like that? Did my mom not do so much for you? Think of all the times that you and I were in serious trouble and my mom was able to support us through it. Or that time that I passed out and had to be in the hospital for a few days. It was my mom who agreed to watch the kids.
Yeah, sure. But then she got sick and then you ended up having to watch over her until she finally kicked the bucket. I just thought that she would have paid more for that in the end.
Are you being serious right now? I can't believe that you're even saying these things. And besides, you didn't do anything to help my mom at all.
Excuse me? I didn't do anything. What about all the doctors that I had to take her to and all those forms I had to sign for her?
Okay, yes, you did a couple things for her, but I was doing literally everything else. You never even went to visit her while she was sick at home. I know that you never once went to visit.
And that's also because, guess what? I had to work during that time as well. But you wouldn't understand anything about that since you're just a housewife.
I just really can't believe that you're complaining this much about my own mother just after her funeral. But you know what? I also have to say, I'm really not all that surprised after all this time. You've never been kind to your mother-in-law.
Oh boy, here we go again. That's right, make me out to be the bad guy. I'm so evil just because I have a job that I have to do. Do you really want to start right now, Hillary? You do realize that we live in the house that we do and have the life that we live because of my hard work, right? I really think you need to open your eyes and realize where you stand in all this. Because you're just a useless housewife who doesn't contribute a penny to this family.
How could you say those sort of things, Seth? We're family. And besides, I think you're the one who couldn't live a day without this family.
And just what makes you say that, huh? What makes you think I need you so badly?
Well, how about the fact that you couldn't do things around the house to save your life? You don't know how to cook or clean, and I've been the one taking care of the kids primarily.
You don't know what you're talking about. All of those things pale in comparison to working a full-time job. Anyone could do what a stay-at-home wife does, but you're really nothing but a parasite.
You know, I really don't think it's good to think that the only thing that matters in this world is making money. I mean, I don't feel that way at all. In fact, I had hoped that we would have a more equal marriage.
What is the matter with you, Hillary? Why are you always trying to start fights with me, huh? I mean, really, what has gotten into you?
Look, Seth, we've been married 20 years now, okay? I have a right to tell you how I'm feeling. And I'm just letting you know that if your attitude doesn't change, that we're going to have serious issues.
And just what issues are you going to make for me that I could make 5 times worse for you? You're forgetting that I have all the power here. You couldn't last a single day without me in your life, but I could walk out tomorrow and be just fine. Hey, Hillary. I want you to know that as of tomorrow afternoon, you are not allowed back in the house until I say so. Do you understand?
You don't want me in the house tomorrow afternoon? Do you have some plans or something?
That's right. I have some guys from the office who are going to come over to look at the garden, and then we're going to eat at home.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. That's fine with me, I suppose.
But before you leave for the day, make sure that you make us all dinner and make it something good. I'm thinking that we bust out that fondue set.
What if you tried doing all of that yourself? The cooking for your guests, I mean.
Excuse me? And just why in the world would I have to do something like that?
What are you talking about? Why should I be the one who has to cook for you and your friends when you're kicking me out? You do realize that we both live in this house, don't you?
We both live here, but it's not like this is our house. You're only allowed to stay here because I allow you to stay here. And anyways, I don't really want to introduce my coworkers to you. I think that you'll just try and stir up drama and cause trouble, so it's just not worth it to me.
You have no idea what you're talking about. And if you're embarrassed to introduce me to your friends, then let's talk about the real reasons. You are always trying to sabotage me and make me look bad. How would I even be able to dress up for guests when you ruined the only nice dress that I had? How could I make myself look nice when you always throw out my makeup?
I don't know what you want me to say to any of that. but I think that maybe you should try being a woman worth putting a nice dress and makeup on in the first place.
You aren't even making sense anymore. You are just such a jerk. Do you know that?
Okay, Hillary. I really think that you need to calm down now. I mean, if you keep this up, I might seriously choose to leave you, and you don't want that, right? So let's just remember not to bite the hand that feeds us, alright?
I don't think of you in that way at all, I'll have you know.
You know, I've been noticing for a while just how oddly you've been acting. I mean, even the other day, you forgot to bring my suit to the cleaners. And there have been times when you haven't cooked for me like you're supposed to either. You know, if I didn't know better, I might think that you didn't respect me.
You and I have talked about this already, Seth. I don't know why we need to hash this out again. But for the millionth time, just because I'm a housewife doesn't mean that I have to do every single thing you tell me. I am my own person and I can act how I want. Thank you very much.
Excuse me? Are you serious? Of course a housewife can't just do whatever she wants. Besides, you're running out of excuses. Don't you realize that? You can't keep making excuses about going to take care of your sick mom. And soon our youngest daughter is going to be graduating high school and moving away for college. So tell me, what else will be keeping you so busy that you can't take care of things at the house like you're supposed to?
I have appointments. I have friends who I go to meet. I am helping Danny with her college applications. I am much busier than you think.
You really are such a useless woman. Do you know that? I've stayed with you this long because we had our first daughter and I knew I had to take responsibility. But I see now it was a mistake to marry you. You've been nothing but a disappointment to me. All you do is talk back, and now I see that you've just been dead weight around my neck.
Well, fine then. If that's the way that you really feel about me, then maybe we just shouldn't have anything to do with each other at all. And know that that means that I won't be getting anything ready for you tomorrow at all.
There you go again, talking back to me. Don't you realize that I'm the only one letting you live the life that you want to live? You'd be nothing without me. Honestly, I don't know what it is with women today. Back in the day, they used to listen to their husbands and not complain all the time. Then you start to give them rights like to vote, and suddenly they want to say in every little thing that goes on in the world. Well, if you don't want me to leave you, I suggest you think carefully about what you say to me next.
Here's what I have to say to you, Seth. I think that I can live without you, but you can't live without me.
You really have an inflated sense of yourself. Do you know that? Now look, I don't want to argue about this anymore. Just prepare the food for tomorrow, okay? And if you don't, then I'm really going to consider leaving you and never coming back. You've really done it now. Do you know that, Hillary? You are in deep, deep trouble.
I take it that you just got back home with your coworkers right now? Is that why you're messaging me like this right now?
I just want to know what the meaning of all this is. I thought I told you that I wanted you to get food ready for my guests and I. I texted you those words yesterday, didn't I? Why didn't you do this? Are you just stupid or something?
I am not stupid, thank you very much. I was just too busy with other things and didn't have time to prepare anything.
But you were in the kitchen this morning. What were you doing there if not cooking things for my friends and I?
What was I doing? I was cooking breakfast and packing lunch for our children, actually. You're not the only person I have to care for, you know.
But I told you that I was going to be having people come over from the office today. I told you to get things ready for them, so why haven't you? Do you have any idea just how badly you've embarrassed me? I don't care what priorities you think you should have. I should always be coming first. Always! Don't you realize how much you need me?
I actually can't recall ever once saying that I needed or even wanted you to do whatever it is that you think you do for me. In fact, you're the one always telling me what to do and giving me orders, not the other way around.
I see how you're gonna be. You really need someone to change your attitude. Do you know that? But now it's too late. I've already taken out all of your belongings.
What do you mean you've taken out my belongings? What belongings? What do you mean by taken out?
I mean that I packed up all your crap and I left it outside in front of our house. You realize what this means, right?
I can't believe that you would do something like this. What is the matter with you? How could you do this to me?
I didn't do anything that you didn't force my hand to do, Hillary. I've let you live in this house and leech off me for 20 years now. But now our kids are almost grown and out of the house, so you can leave too.
Are you kidding me? Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? You realize that you don't even own this house, don't you?
You really have some nerve talking to me like this when things are already so bad for you. I mean, don't you realize what this means for us?
If you're suggesting that we get a divorce, then I could not agree more with you on that point.
Well, I'm just glad that you're finally starting to get some sense knocked into you. So when you come to pick up your bags, I'll bring out the divorce papers for you to sign. And then you can go run away to who knows where.
You really have no idea what you're talking about at all, do you? You stupid, selfish man. I'll sign the divorce papers, but I wouldn't be so sure that I'll be the one crying and running away.
You know, your attitude now is just going to make it so much funnier when things fall apart for you in just a little bit. Now that I've finally gotten rid of your things and I'm getting rid of you too, it feels like a giant weight has been lifted from my shoulders. But just know that I'm not going to change my mind about this. And if you think that companies out there are eager to hire a woman who can only say she's been a housewife the last 20 years, then I think you're going to have a hard meeting with reality. But at least you'll finally realize what I've known all along, that I wasn't the one that needed you. You were the one that needed me. Hey, Hillary. What the heck is going on here, huh? I know that you have something to do with this.
Oh my, what could this all be about? I haven't heard from you in a while now, Seth.
I mean that I want to know why I'm being told that you're the owner of the house. Did you go behind my back and change the name on the deed of the house or something?
No, nothing like that. I've always been the owner of the house. You do remember that my mom willed the house to me, right?
But I never heard about that at all. How did this happen?
I literally have mentioned it to you so many times. I just figured that you were being too pig-headed to listen to me, though.
So then, what's with this letter I got in the mail then? Are you really going to try and kick me out of this place?
I mean, it is my house, and I am welcome to do whatever I want with it, including selling it. I'm afraid that my memories of that house have become quite tainted, and I really don't want anything to do with it anymore.
But I don't get it. What's the matter with you? How could you do this to me? How could you just throw me out like this?
Did you seriously just ask me that, Seth? I mean, do you not even have an ounce of self-awareness as to the stuff that you've been putting me through? You literally kicked me out of the house without so much as a second thought. You've done nothing but condescend to me, make me do all of the child rearing, and on top of that, you told me that I was nothing but dead weight hanging from your neck and holding you back. So, I don't really care one bit what you think about what I'm doing. It's amazing you can even ask that question.
But I live here. I don't have another place to live.
You're not listening, Seth. I don't care. I don't care about you, your housing situation, or whatever happens to you.
No! You can't do this to me. Please, you have to change the names on the deed. I'm begging you. You can't kick me out of this place.
I already told you that it's my house, and I am free to do whatever I want with it. You have no right to tell me what I can and can't do with my property. And besides, I've already found a buyer, and I've already signed the sales agreement.
You've already found a buyer? Does this mean that you were looking to sell the house even before we got divorced?
That's right. I have been thinking about leaving you for a long time. but I was waiting for our children to move out before that happened. If I had my way, though, you and I would have been split up a long, long time ago. Actually, I really started to seriously consider ending things around the time that my mom died. But it's been about a year since she's passed, and I think it's high time I do what needs to be done. In fact, I think that you should also know that I've already found a new place to live, so I really don't need that house at all anymore.
Where? Please tell me where it is that you're going to be living from now on. What is the address of this new house that you're going to be moving to?
Do you really think that I'm going to tell you, the man who I'm about to get a divorce from, where it is that I'm going to be moving into and living from now on? I don't ever want to see your face ever again. Do you understand me? Not only that, but both of our children also want nothing to do with you ever again either. They're going to be moving in with me, and the three of us are all going to be living without you. I've found a nice place where our two children will be able to commute to their schools, so we'll be just fine without you.
I can't believe you would do something like this. How could you do this to me? You should show me some more gratitude for even letting you live in this house till now. Don't you know how hard I worked to put a roof over our heads? To put food on the table? Don't you realize how much sweat and tears I poured for this family?
I agree that you've made enough money to take care of the four of us, and that we've been able to send our children to college, or are about to with that. But you also need to realize that your spending habits have gotten more and more erratic, and now you are driving yourself into serious debt. In fact, I've actually had to reach out to your mom behind your back and explain the situation. She's been giving us so much support, and you don't even know it.
I mean, that doesn't mean that I haven't been contributing anything, right? Besides, is that really even a good reason to be leaving me?
Of course it is! Every single time I try and mention all that I do for this family, you always start to bring up how much money you make and how much you provide. But you're spending like a madman and not saving a single penny for our children's futures. For our futures. Not only that, but any time that I've brought up even looking for part-time work, you always shut me down.
Okay, I get it. I won't divorce you if you just sign the house over to me, okay?
Do you think I'm stupid or something? Why in the world would I do that? In what world would that be a good deal for me? I mean, I already own the house, and I don't want to be married to you anymore. Besides, I already told you that I found a buyer for the house and sold it already, so you just have no choice but to leave. Lucky for you though, you have until the end of the month to pack up all your things and find a new place to live.
Okay, alright, fine. You win. Just please give me $50,000 and then we can call all this even, okay?
What? Why in the world would I ever pay you money like that? Why would you even ask for that?
Okay? Well, you can't just kick me out and tell me to find somewhere new to live on such short notice. This isn't fair at all. I need time and money to find the new place to live. So pay up. But wait a sec.
You really are crazy if you think that I'm obligated to give you a single penny after all that you've done to me. You're the one who doesn't know how to save his own money. You're the one who threw me out of the house without warning. You've done all of this to yourself, and I'm not going to clean up after your mess this time. In fact, I know all about that bartender that you've been going to see and bringing all kinds of gifts to.
A second? How in the world did you even find out about that, huh? I mean it. Who told you that?
If you really must know, one of our daughter's friend's mom happened to see you at the bar flirting it up. So, it seems to me that you really just don't want anything to do with this family at all. But, you know what? That suits me just fine. Now why don't you stop wasting my time and start packing up your things? I'd also go and look for a good divorce lawyer if I were you. After the divorce was finished and the house had been properly transferred over to its new owner, I heard that Seth became quite desperate as he realized just how much financial trouble he was in. He began to ask his relatives for money, but by then, they had all heard about the details of our divorce and nobody wanted anything to do with him at all. I used the money that I got from selling the house and the divorce to move my daughters and I into our new place, and I've already found a full-time job. I know things might not be easy from here on out, but if that means being away from Seth, it will all have been worth it. I don't know why I let myself take the abuse that I did for as long as I did, but I know now that I will never, ever put myself through anything like that again. I just feel so lucky that I have my daughters and even Seth's family to support me in my journey forward. Wish me luck! Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.